welcome back to day 4 of 2020 of the year that you are going to become an author and publish your book. I am so excited to have you back because today we're going to be talking about tactics to get your book written, whether it's outlining or word count goals. How do you actually get the words down on the paper? So as we're kicking off 2020, I'm wanting to bring you these 5 days of fresh content to kickstart your year. I really want this to be the year that you're no longer an aspiring author, that you are an author. Just cross that word aspiring out, you've accomplished it. So be sure to subscribe to this channel to continue to get tomorrow's content as well as all of my weekly content that I'm providing to help you on your self-publishing journey. You can subscribe to my Author Your Ambition newsletter where I'm going to be able to provide even more information every month. Some things just don't relate well to video format, so I'll be providing as much content as I can to help you on your journey because I've been there too. And there's a lot of questions that you'll have and a lot of places where you'll get stuck, and I want to be able to help you work through that. So today we're going to be talking about tactics to get your book written, all the different things you can do to make sure the words are getting down on paper. Now, sometimes this means that you're going to be writing things that don't make the final cut for your book, and you may actually end up writing entire short stories or entire books that never see the light of day. But writing is a craft. It's an art form, and you have to keep working through it. So making sure that you are writing is going to help that project that does get published. Whether it's a short story, it's a character backstory, it's an entire novel that maybe doesn't see the light of day, but you know it, you've worked through it, you've honed your craft, so the items that do get published are really well done. So today I'm going to be walking through some of the items that I've used to help me whenever I've gotten stuck in writing, whether it was just kind of a funk, I just didn't feel like writing that day, or I felt blocked, or whatever. These are things that have helped me. So outlines can absolutely help you, especially if you're writing nonfiction. Outlines are going to be your bread and butter because you want to make sure you are building something that somebody can follow very logically. Fiction, while yes, you want to have a plot that follows a certain cadence, you can do flashbacks, you can do flash forwards, you can jump to, the murderer's point of view, and then, oh no, it's the detectives again. So things don't have to be as linear with fiction, whereas with nonfiction, you really want them to be linear, and your outline can help you do that. You can outline for both types of books, and it's going to just give you some structure around what needs to happen. So maybe you're stuck, you're like, oh, I don't know what happens next. Do your outline. That'll help you to see what's coming. What do you maybe need to plant earlier in the book that's going to be foreshadowing for later? It gives you a good structure for how you're going to be taking care of things. So outlines can be very helpful. Now, my next item that you can do is idea mapping. So for anyone who listened to outlining and just cringed because it hurt the artistic soul that doesn't like to be confined, idea mapping. And that's where you can just write down clusters of ideas for a character arc or development, or some landscapes that you want to use or things like that. So just kind of putting these ideas all together in a Word document and then finally saying like, there's a lot here, let me write this out. Or, okay, there's not that much here, what else would this look like? So it kind of gives you something to go back into, whether it's your actual manuscript Word document or a separate Word document for notes and ideas, where you can just go in and start to play around just to get those creative juices going and that writing happening. The next thing that I do to help when I'm stuck with writing is what I call dialogue clusters. I don't know if there's a more official term, this is what I call them, but this is where I just have characters saying things back and forth to each other. I don't put in said Sarah with a smirk or anything like that. I just put the words down that they're saying, because then I'm going to go back through, I'm having the conversation with the characters in my mind, so I'm just writing down what they're saying. So I can go back in and add the inflection and the attitude and any of the other actions later. I can also go back in and see, like, does this need to be said? Can I fast forward some of this? It's very frustrating to read a book where it's like, hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? And like they're being introduced to every single person, unless there's a reason that, like, are they one of those super observant detectives who catches everything, and as they're shaking the person's hand, they can tell something about them that's a clue. That's when you put that in there. You don't have to do the formalities with every single character as they're introduced. And that goes with your dialogue too. So you definitely want to make sure write out what they're saying. Does that need to happen? What are the emotions? What's being revealed as they're talking? Is there somebody in the background that we need to remind people is still there? Because they're going to come back in a couple paragraphs. So just working through the dialogue clusters is a great way to just get the words on the page. The next option you can do is maybe doing a sketch of your characters. I would say that I have zero visual creative talent. It's not my jam. I do words. But if you maybe even just draw stick figures or start to just sketch something out, that can help you to get an idea of, well, what does the character look like? What is the character seeing? Are they somewhere? Are there somebody who likes to sketch? If you're somebody who's really good at drawing and a good visual creative as well, that could be one way to really just help get those juices going of what the character looks like, what they're seeing, and then you can take what you've drawn and translate that into words. So that's one thing you can do there. Another thing I like to do is look at definitions of words or myths. I do like to make sure that I have references back to larger archetypes in my stories, and sometimes those are from mythology or just different word roots and things like that. So I will put those into my notes document that I have going for each of my stories, and I'll just do more research into it. I'll type it out more and say like, well, how could that work? Is there something from this ancient story that is going to be mirrored here? Or is it going to be something that's maybe ironic where the opposite's going to happen? What are some ways that we can do that? So those are things I use to make sure that I'm getting the creative juices going. Now, other things that you can do to make sure your words get written is to do a word count goal. So this could be maybe during NaNoWriMo. This could be just something you set for yourself of, I want to write 1,000 words a day or 500 words a day, or however many words a day that you want to commit to and stick to it. That accountability is going to help you to say, no matter what happens today, I need to get my words in. They may not be the best words. They may not even be very good words, but you're making sure you're making that progress every day. You may end up having 3 days worth of words that just get cut. Nope, not making it into the final cut, but it's building that habit, it's building that practice, it's getting the bad writing out so that you can make way for the good writing that's going to come. And if maybe that word count is too much, another tactic is timed writing sprints. So maybe you think, okay, I know it takes me about an hour to write 1,000 words. I don't have an hour every day. I've got kids, I've got a job, I've got all this other stuff going on. Maybe just do a timed writing sprint where you say, I know I have 30 minutes a day that I can commit to writing. So I'm gonna set a 25-minute timer on my phone for my writing sprint. I always suggest that you set it for 5 minutes less than what you have available, because you might get to the end of that 25 minutes and just be like, I need to finish this, I need to finish this. If you truly only had 30 minutes and you have to hop on a call or you have to go cook dinner or something and you're still going because you're inspired, you're going to be late for whatever that next item is on your calendar. So give yourself a little bit of time buffer there. So these were my ideas for how you could actually get the words down onto paper. One incredibly helpful way to get your word count down is to put your money where your mouth is. It's true. Sometimes this is putting it out on social media. I'm committing to do this many words. I did that through NaNoWriMo. That was super helpful. I had to do it. I told people I was going to do it. I was going to look like an idiot if I didn't do it. But another way is committing to going to a retreat. So we all have so many reasons why we're procrastinating. How many times have you told yourself that, okay, over this holiday or over this weekend, I'm really going to do it. And then things just happen, distractions happen. People need you to look at something else. That time just slips away. So you can raise your hand if that's been you. Yep, that's happened to me too. So one of the things that can help you is if you commit to doing a retreat, you've put in the money. So you say, okay, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to have a luxurious place to stay. It's going to inspire me to write. I'm going to get food. I don't have to worry about anything. And then you're going to know that, okay, this is time away from my family, time away from my friends. I'm going to make the most of this time because I want to make sure I'm getting the best value from it. So you'll get no distractions, no diversions, no kids or husbands or wives or pets or anything wanting your attention, just to get the writing done. So I mentioned yesterday I am going to be hosting a retreat this April. I will have the link below. There are retreats for all different kinds of authors and genres. So definitely check out this retreat. If it's not right for you though, there are lots of other ones that could be very beneficial to you getting the words down. I hope you found this really helpful. Let me know which of these tactics you use to get your writing in. I definitely want to know, so drop a comment below. And if you found this video helpful and informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. This helps YouTube know that you found this video informative and that you want to see more like it, and they'll get it in front of other authors like us. So now you can get back to writing your book.